You're welcome to another episode of The Viral Virtues, the show that promotes the culture of good character, morals, and value. And today we're going to be having an interesting topic, right, Abi?
Yes.
Sure. All right. So, in my opinion, I think that the wedding night is one of the most anticipated night ever. You know, it's that night or that point where you move from the point where you should not be having sex. Oji, why are you dropping your... Well, you move from that point where you should not be having sex to a point where you should have sex. In fact, you have to have sex. And, you know, consciously or unconsciously, so many expectations have been placed on that night. Realistic and most times unrealistic expectations. So what happens when the wedding night fails?
And it does feel right.
Let's watch a video. I think this video will tell us a lot.
Can I open up on our first night? Okay, so our first night, before our first night, we're just fantasizing. My wife makes mouth a lot. She says, sweet, when we get married, when I hold you, when I jack you, I'll give you stars. She was making mouth. I said, man, I don't die. So I started calling all my friends, you know, guy, how do they do this thing? Because we're going to have sex for the first time, you know. So, expectation high, top notch.
They're not serious.
So now the hour, even on our wedding day, she was whispering to me, say, sweet, you are dead.
Don't mind him.
Sweet, you are dead. Man like me, I said, man, tonight is the night.
They're not serious.
After our wedding, we got to the hotel. This guy bath finished, slip off. I said, babe, I don't get. You're sleeping. He said, sweet, I'm tired. I said, you'll be boasting now. How far now? He said, let us sleep first. Amen. So that's how she slept. Not Yapu, second day, not Yapu, third day. One of those days, okay, sweet, oh yeah, let's start. You are offing lights. I said, why are you offing lights? I don't want you to see my nakedness. So I started how to reduce my expectation. I said, hey, now novice, I marry.
Exactly, yes.
The truth is, like you said, the wedding night comes with a lot of expectations. And from this video that we just saw, it looks like, as he rightly said, they had been talking about, and it's weird, like in some cases, in most cases, I see it's usually the guy that is telling the lady, like, oh, more, when that night reach, like we are going to, like, but in her case, she was the one telling, and he had expectations about what was going to happen that day, and then they got to the room and she slept. So personally, I always think, okay, is there that unspoken rule that things must happen that night? What do you guys think?
Well, I think so. I think, you know, when you anticipate for something, when you wait for something, why wait now? It has to happen. You've crossed over, so why are you waiting? So I think consciously or unconsciously, there's that unspoken rule that it has to happen.
The wedding puts a lot of pressure on the woman.
Okay.
The wedding dress is heavy.
Okay.
The shoes are high.
Okay.
And it's pinning your feet.
Yeah.
You understand? The thing they put on your hair and the makeup or whatever. Look, by the time wedding night reaches, I promise you, many women are exhausted to the bone, especially in cases where they haven't even had sex before.
Okay.
And so I don't know whether I don't know what expectations he was expecting, because it's not, even if she was whatever.
Yeah.
Someone that hasn't done it before, what are you expecting? Even if she was telling you will die, you agree.
You believe.
you believe. Haven't you been seeing how shy she's been? What are you expecting to see on that night?
On that day.
Please, I beg.
Magic.
Because I think when it comes to conversations like this, there are like about three things that come to my head.
Okay.
Like, the first thing is, like I said earlier, there isn't any rule that says it must happen on
the
that
wedding
first
night.
day. Maybe I don't agree with you. Like, that's my take. I feel it's not a must that something must happen that night. The next thing is, because of the expectation that has been built up, I know and I believe that the event that happens that night can set
the tone
for the rest
of the
Yes.
the marriage. Also, there was something he did which I liked. He said he started calling his friends to find out. So I think people need to gain some knowledge.
Oh, see, I have a
before
question.
that night.
Have you been calling your friends?
To be very sincere, I've been calling a couple of my friends.
okay.
I've not read that brief
I think
yet.
today you will tell us some of the things they told you.
Amazing. So, while we are all still bantering about this, right, I think we should just go on a short break. And then when we get back from the break, we'll get to talk about a couple of other things. So stay tuned.
Thanks for joining us on Heart to Heart.
It's good to have you both on the program.
It's our pleasure to be here.
What is the truth? I've been singing for as long as.
Program that allows you into the world of your favorite artists as they share their personal stories with you.
And we realized on the second day it wasn't improving.
And there are many people who have been there and have compromised.
No matter what I face.
People go from admiring these people and forget that these people are really human.
The program gives you the opportunity to really see the person behind every performance you see.
See how it changed my life. See how it washed me clean.
Watch episodes of Heart to Heart on this channel.
And so you're welcome back. We have a guest in the house, a very special one, Osas, and we'll tell you why he's special in a bit. So Osas, you're welcome.
Thank you very
to
much.
the Viral Virtues.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
Everyone.
yeah.
I actually feel like the anchor, then you people are the
Oh, wow.
Tables are turned right now.
Honestly, I feel like that.
Okay, so we have been talking about the wedding night before you came in, and we're told that you're a very newly married man.
Sorry, do you want to give him an apple?
Yes.
Yeah, very significant.
It's very significant.
You guys are not.
No, because somebody has just eaten a fresh
Have I
apple. So
introduced these
let
two
us.
people? So this is the AB, the troublemaker, and this is
No.
OJ, her
The
accomplice.
fruits, the right fruits. Pick the right,
exactly.
the right
Pick
one.
The right.
The right.
This one actually looks like
You don't. You know the one you've eaten. You are eating. So pick it.
Hey.
Exactly.
Okay, so Osas, you've been married for 6 months.
6 months, yeah.
Yeah, even we should shake for you. How has it been so far?
It's been a mixture of the good parts and of course a little challenge here and there, but that's the essence. It's been awesome. It's been wonderful, and the expectations, I would say it's dropped a little because they were very high initially. But now it's not like they're not there, but I had to drop them because
to drop them.
disappointment is actually the gap between expectation and reality.
So are you
now
the reason for the expectations dropping?
I would say maybe.
Or your wife is the reason?
No, let me say I'm the one.
Yeah.
Really, I think I'm the
He's
one.
being manly.
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
understand?
Okay, so since you are saying you're the one, tell us a bit about your wedding night.
Okay, wedding night.
Not generally.
Not general. Okay, my own wedding night.
Yes.
Oh, of course. your own.
I thought I was prepared for it. I thought I was. But what happened was, years before, or let me say months before then, I started reading. There's this book called Every Woman. I don't even know. So I started reading that
So you're
book.
one of those.
I said gain knowledge. Gain knowledge.
I actually started reading the
Important.
book. I started reading it. Not practically now, theoretically.
Theoretical.
But my brother, there's a difference between the practical
Theory.
and the theory.
Speaking from experience.
Exactly. So I actually anticipated. She was calm. She didn't make so much noise. She was just calm. I was the one saying, I studied a lot of things. My people. When we got to the room,
Yeah.
I didn't know when my eyes started closing. The things, literally, I think my eyes were just closing. I only had one thing that wasn't closing, but my eyes were closing.
Okay.
Yeah. And something happened, but it wasn't deep. We had the sex, but it wasn't
Anything
like
like
because
you
we were tired.
anticipated.
She was really tired, and I had to be considerate. That's the truth. But me,
You weren't tired.
I was tired. I had some monies on me, for instance, and she was the one that even said, "Babe, just sleep." I was literally tired, very tired. So nothing particularly happened seriously as I expected it to happen. But I just did what I could do. Of course, she was a little shy because prior to then we hadn't done anything. We hadn't had sex prior to that period. So that night, I remembered when she removed her clothes, she was like, "Please, don't." What's going on here? She was like, "Don't touch me." She was not running her task. I mean, I was as bold as a lion until it came to where it mattered.
You're as bold as a lion. So, Abby, you have been married for some time now.
10 years.
Tell us about your wedding night.
Well, Okay, so I think from the video we watched, mine was not far different. But well, I was a novice. I had not had sex before, and then somehow, and I was at the place where I felt sex is the man's thing somehow. But somehow my husband destroyed my brain. We literally were not, because we're both Christians, and then we were not having phone sex, but he had read every woman. Why is it that they all read every woman?
That book is,
so he had told me, in fact, the every woman, I had read it to an extent, but he seemed to have read it from cover to cover to cover. So I had so much expectations. I've had about sex. In fact, when the thing is doing me, I have managed to control myself, waiting for my wedding night. And so it happened that on the wedding night, just like we said, I didn't factor in. I had so many unrealistic. Now I know they're unrealistic. They were unrealistic. I had so many expectations. I just felt like, it's just going to be woo. But I didn't consider the fact that I'll be tired. Because previously I got married in another state, so I had to transport my guests, and I was running around, so I was tired. 2 weeks to the wedding, I was already tired. And so on that day, it was even more chaotic.
Let's just get through this thing.
Exactly. And so finally we got to the hotel room. And truly, the last thing I remember was that we were opening the door.
Wow.
That's all. And then, but me, in my head, it must happen anyway. That's why I said I believe that there's this unrealistic, rule.
Yeah.
But somehow, I woke up. We woke up. Somehow we woke up by 3 a.m. And it happened. But that was another phase, because I was just thinking of the excitement. I didn't know that, for a first time, there are certain things you should bring to the party. So it was exciting that I get to sleep with the person that, I love. But it was, should I say painful? It was I didn't think about that.
True.
So there were expectations that I wasn't really prepared for. I had expectations, but I did not prepare. So
this is pointing to something. Like this, our conversation is from what I'm hearing, I'm gathering that a lot of you were informed, but not well informed.
Yes.
Not well informed. So you are saying you read a book. Did you speak to any grown man about it?
I didn't until we had our premarital counseling.
And even in premarital counseling, how open were you with your counselor?
For that particular conversation?
Concerning sex and wedding night, like first time sex.
I was open, perhaps, but I already had.
You didn't realize.
I didn't realize it was going to be like this.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't know it was going to be that serious. I thought it was just going to be one thing I could do very well, and then bam. Because when we got there, they also shared their experiences. But most times when you're in that euphoria and people are talking to you, you won't even listen, because your mind is, man, I'm going here.
Know what to do.
I know what to do. So that was what happened. And
yes. So you think it's advisable to go for sex education before marriage, isn't it?
Yes, I do. I believe that, a lot of guys, a lot of ladies believe that you will just know. But you really just don't know. It's a skill that you have to master.
So
all right.
I think,
let's go on a break. Hold that thought. Let's go on a break. And when we're back, we'll continue to trash this issue. Don't go away. You're welcome back. So if you're just joining us, we're talking about the wedding night. And for those of us who are here, we are promoting the culture of good character, morals, and values. So for most of us, our wedding night was our first time. So we're talking about, Osachi has been married 6 months, AB here 10 months.
10 years.
10 years. OJ was going to say something about men that are not yet married and how he's preparing for his wedding night. So you were going to say something.
Yeah, so I was going to pick up what Evie was saying. The fact that as guys, many times we think or we believe that once I just get to that bridge, I already know how I'm going to cross it, right? So it's usually important that, at least speaking from personal experience and what I'm presently doing, I will not lie, I'm looking forward. So I'm not necessarily looking forward to that night. I'm looking forward to the experience, right? So we are having conversations around that, and as much as possible, I'm also trying to like read, because your body is different from a lady's body, right? So you may go in, like you said, you're like that lion that wants to go and conquer and all that. But if you don't know what's happening with her body and all that, so I'm in that space where I'm understanding her, but from my own mental space, I will not lie. My expectations are not here. I think they are here. Then maybe as we begin to go on with exposure and experience and that kind of stuff.
Very true, because you're not the only person in the equation.
Yeah.
Part of this, everybody is saying my expectations, as though you don't realize that you're coming into a union. So it's you and another person. That joint experience is supposed to be the expectations that we have, but we usually don't think that way. We're still thinking as ourselves and how it pleases me. Okay, so what do you advise when the wedding night feels? Because you said something very important. You said it can set the tone. Let me give myself as an example. My wedding night was pretty much like he described. Like I said, the dress was heavy, the dancing was plenty, the shoes, I was tired. By the time I got to the hotel room, it was almost midnight. It looked like the day was about to end. Let's try and do something quickly. Before it will not be like, almost as if it's a taboo not to do something on the wedding night. And we're too tired. My God, we're too tired and nothing happened on the wedding night. And beyond even just being tired, if you are engaging in sex for the first time, it can be really different for both parties. For the man, it's okay. For the woman, I didn't know my body was going to react like that. I didn't know it was going to be difficult and I was going to be in pain. And I put up all that resistance. So I'm thinking now, my husband was extremely patient and tried to guide me through it. And like he said, it took a couple of days for me to ease into the process. What do you say to people whose wedding nights are failing? What can we do about it? Let's start with yourself.
All right. Yes. So that the wedding night fails doesn't mean the whole sex life will fail. It's just
because some people, that's the fear. We have failed this night. I've been trapped.
No,
they have trapped me inside a marriage I can't have sex in.
It's not as serious, really. It's
not
just
that deep.
It's learning. It's like he said, it's a journey. It's not something having a good sex life. It's actually a journey. If you think you've gotten it now, what you get tomorrow might be better off than what you got. So it's that you fail. It's not really failure per se. I think I would use the word learn. It's just that I now know what not to do. Yeah. So you just get better prepared for the next day. And it's a journey. You have how many years to do this thing? So even if you're a success at it for the first night, okay, so this is the irony of it. There are people who were all mad for the first night during sex, and after then,
it just died.
The thing died.
So I think it's better for you to progress rather than decline, if you ask me.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you failed, and I'm using that word fail conservatively, let me use the word you didn't know what to do particularly, and now you know better. The next days, you have all the time in the world. You're not, I heard the pastor say something like, people go into sex thinking they will break all the plates in the kitchen, do all this, that. You're breaking plates. You're not breaking any plate, my brother.
And you know that you're learning. You're learning somebody's body.
Exactly.
So it takes time because I am also learning my own body. So for you to come, it's a process.
Very true.
It's a process.
Yes. So what do you advise? When we talk about premarital counseling, they talk about money, in-laws, children, sex, and the sex again, and they brush over sex. You just enter the thing like they did you one chance. For those who are watching, one chance means you have been tricked. So it feels like, what do you think should be included in sex education, when people are getting ready for marriage, for that wedding night? What are the areas, if you were to break it down, if you were to give 1 point each, what do you think you should talk about in preparation for weddings? For wedding nights.
For wedding nights.
Yes.
Understanding your body.
Understanding your body.
In fact, sometimes you might think you would, this thing, I will kill the woman. You end up killing yourself because before they say anything happens, you're already over. It's already over for the man. So you don't even know how your body functions. Yeah. So understanding your body is key. It's integral, if you ask me. You said 1 point, Ba?
Yes. All right. OJ, you.
For me?
Yes.
Hey, yeah, what's it
One.
on this
I don't have plenty, just one.
Are you sure I won't have? Okay, but let me think. God.
If you
So
think
I
something they should put.
Some that okay when it comes to I think people should not just share their experience on a surface level.
Yes.
Because I know when it comes to counseling, a lot of times that's what happens.
Superficial.
Don't just share also share your fears and the things that didn't work. When people are giving counseling, it looks like everything was perfect. No, that's not true. At least tell us so that we have that mindset of this is something we are working on. It's not good or bad. Perfect or failed.
Yes.
Yeah, that kind of.
All right, for me, I'll say don't just prepare spiritually alone, also prepare physically. And in my case, I wish I knew to take a lubricant.
Okay.
You know, that I went in without that, and I feel like, you know, I believe that that's the magic that would have solved, you know,
if,
the thing.
if they had talked about this in premarital, that might have helped,
Oh,
right?
I will have a basket filled with
might
so
have
many
helped.
different kinds of lubricants.
Wow.
But yeah, so basically, I want them to know, because, you know, you should have sex. It can actually destroy a marriage, and so you should have. It should be fun. It should not be something you have to, you know, endure and all of that. So yeah. So for me, please always be prepared physically. Have your small, cute basket of the necessaries. Yeah.
Yes. And for me, I'd say accurately prepare people for the process, and especially for the woman. If it's your first time, you might not find it as pleasant as it looks in movies, and we need to be realistic about it and all of that stuff, so that your body, your mind, I feel like that shock always, you know, your body starts acting up. So being very honest about how your body needs to progressively accept the body of the man can go a long way in preparing and making that wedding night better. Maybe.
All right, so let's just go.
You have something up your sleeve. I've been looking at it. I just know.
So we are going to be playing a game now, and an interesting game. And as the anchor, I'm not going to be cheating.
Okay.
But we are going to pair up, and I'm going to choose my partner. And since people decided to sit like that, man and man, woman and woman, I think I'll just pick her as my partner, and you. Now we are going to be
your partner for the game, right?
Yes,
okay.
yes. We are going to be doing something about Picasso. We are going to be drawing. You're going to be drawing your partner. Yes.
So you're my team member for this.
So
can you draw?
Where's our cardboard paper?
I'll try.
All right.
Debbie, okay. What's it?
Okay. So who is drawing?
Come on, have to drop this now.
Yeah, you
Okay,
can drop
so
that,
We're free to bite the apple.
It's no longer
I
forbidden.
don't feel like Adam.
But I like the fact that you held the apple from the beginning to show that you are constantly, currently.
So, okay, I think we'll use this. And, sorry, help me.
And just to add, when we are done, we are going to show the audience. They will determine. They are going to determine who wins.
Can you draw?
Okay, so what's
Let
going
me
on?
ask.
Okay, so
Tell me.
you want this? How many people want to draw?
Okay, we're drawing together.
No, just one.
It's just one.
Okay, just
and we are using just this. No, you draw.
Okay. So, which one do you want?
Anyone? Okay, so one biro each.
Yes,
so
you're
just
drawing
pass,
your
pass,
partner,
yeah.
so you will be drawing me.
Okay.
So which one?
Green is good.
Okay.
I think.
Okay,
red
so this
will
is the bad
fly
one.
on this one.
You
Let me have that.
Okay.
Yeah,
partner has
that's
a green
better.
hair.
Okay.
Okay, good.
So we should draw.
Yes. So
I should
do
draw
we
you.
put yes?
Let me bring this closer. Okay. Just stay like this.
That's a nice pose. Yeah, that's
a
how
nice
they speak.
pose.
Just straight
Do I
face back.
smile?
Hey! What you don't have is already.
It's a Picasso something. What do you mean?
We have just 3 minutes for this
Okay.
game. Oh wow!
Hey, what
I'm
you
making
do?
your eyes pretty.
Yes, please go ahead.
What you do? What? Jesus Christ, too.
Oh, nice.
Looking at my head. God.
Oh wow. Okay.
And you're smiling.
Okay.
Picasso, how are you doing?
I'm picky, no?
Oh, nice.
Okay. I think we're trying.
That's good. I'm impressed.
Well, this looks like you, you know.
Yeah.
It's the glory of God
I'm telling
That
you,
I
in all his glory.
to get this right.
So there's a way you are sitting down. I'm trying to see if I can capture that.
I thought it's just face. Hey,
I don't know. I don't know. Oh, it's been a while since I tried my hands at drawing something, you know. I should take it up again.
Because it's really looking good. So we have, how many minutes do we have left? 1 minute?
Oh Lord, may I have a nose by the time this is over?
We have 1
Cute
minute.
nose.
We have 30 seconds.
Oh, Jesus.
We have 30 seconds. And it's a wrap. Oh, okay. It's a wrap.
calm down.
It's a
Let me-
wrap.
Zero. Okay, so let me sign
Okay.
off. AB,
Yes.
Okay.
drawn
like
by
that.
Ochudo,
Big
OC.
OJ.
All right, so you
Big
people hold up
OJ,
your drawing
23.
and let the audience decide.
Oh, nah. Are you ready?
You are ready for what?
Check this out.
So that's
Check
not
this
the
out.
shape of his face.
Check.
That's
Look
not
at
the
now.
shape of
We want you guys to
See.
choose.
his hair
Please.
came like this.
Look at what's this? This is the hair. Look, can you see?
My nose
Is
is
it
not-
the
Well,
details?
anyway, the audience,
details.
look at
will
AB.
decide.
It looks like her,
Yeah,
doesn't
see
it?
my
No.
hair, see my eyes, you know, the flick eyelashes.
Look at, see the eyes, see the lip.
All right, let the audience will decide.
All right, so
Well, as they
decide.
decide, let's sign a throw pillow for
Yes. So we're so
Awesome.
happy to have you here.
Sas, it's
Thank
great
you
to
so
Osas.
much,
have you.
Osas.
Thank you very much.
How is
So
your
we're
wife, your new wife?
Have
She's
you?
very well.
She's very well.
Did very, very well.
Please extend her
And how is the
regards to
process of the apple eating?
Okay, yeah, it's very well. We are eating it. And it doesn't finish. Oh.
That's the
This apple
thing.
doesn't
This
finish.
is 10 years and we are
Right.
still eating the apple. The apple never
It
finishes.
never finishes. Okay, let me.
You can just sign or
Yes,
your name
then
or something.
Selfie.
Okay.
Oh wow. Why is that making so much sense?
Nice.
All right.
Then,
All right.
right.
Thank you so much, Osas,
Okay.
for coming on the show.
You're
Thank you so
welcome.
much.
Thank you.
Chido,
Yeah.
please help me with that.
Yes, please. By all means.
So we're gonna take a selfie now.